Tonight, only Action News Jax talking to survivors who are giving us new insight into what happened inside the cabin before a Boeing 737 crash landed into the St. Johns River. These new pictures show Navy contractors helping to control contaminants from that plane.
I was kind of in like a little bit of a trance. It didn't seem like anybody was really screaming at first. It was kind of like a moment of silence, and then somebody, I don't know who it was, nearby said, "I think that there's jet fuel coming in."
That passenger says they didn't know they hit water until they opened emergency exit doors. Action News Jax has been following this crash around the clock since the first report came in just after 10 o'clock Friday night. I'm John Bachman.
I'm Tanika Hughes. Today, Action News Jax also learned that Miami Air is offering those passengers money. That's one of many new developments we're following right now for you. Now, each customer will get $2,500, and the airline calls it a goodwill gesture. It doesn't impact their rights at all, though. We also know that passengers checked baggage is still on that flight and could be underwater. And first responders say that everyone was rescued from that plane within 20 minutes. Action News Jax's team coverage on what went wrong and what's next tonight. We start with Action News Jax investigator Ben Becker, who's live near the downed plane. And Ben, you went through a flight simulator to experience what happened here.
Tanika, you're right. Now, I'm here on the St. Johns River, and that plane is about a mile in the distance. If you take a look, you'll see way across the water there. Take a close look. The plane is resting where it's been, of course, since Friday night when it crash landed. Now, meantime, I wanted to know more about the conditions when the pilots tried to land this plane. And today, I got into a flight simulator with an aviation expert who gave me the real insight into what was up when this plane went down. What are we looking at?
All right, what we're looking at here is we're on a 5-mile final.
Captain Wayne Ziskel is an associate professor of aviation at JU.
Make that 09015.
And a former pilot with 35 years of military and commercial flying experience. He has seen his share of scares in the air.
This is an 11,000-foot runway. Look, we are still smoking pretty hard, and we're going to have a hard time stopping this airplane.
I stepped into his flight simulator. It's where you can experience the sensations the pilots may have had during the landing of this Boeing 737 when it skidded off the 8,000-foot runway at NAS Jax and ended up in the St. Johns River.
He wanted to touch down so that he didn't use up more runway.
The NTSB says the ground speed at touchdown was 178 knots.
Holy mackerel, they were coming in hot.
Which includes a 15-knot tailwind. That works out to about 205 miles per hour. Is that a controlled approach?
No, it's way too fast for a situation like that. When you are going at this kind of speed on final approach with this kind of a tailwind, you are going to eat up a great deal of runway.
The NTSB also said the plane maintenance log noted that the left-hand thrust reverser was inoperative, but Ziskel says that's just one component for landing, and it's not critical.
We look at thrust reversers in the airline business as gravy in stopping.
Meantime, Action News Jax has audio communications between air traffic control and the pilot. Ahead at 6, Wayne Ziskel gives me an inside look as to what all that discussion meant and what we could take away from it. Again, that's coming up at 6. Reporting live from Mandarin, Ben Becker, CBS 47, Action News Jax.